computer. Okay, so uh, this is the last class of 8, and I'd be very curious to hear what you have to say about the images that you've selected. Um, I'm very interested. Um, uh, Somehow the class ended up on the theme of to sleep to dream, and it is quite fascinating, and it made me realize how important that theme is for me. So I put together the slides in sequence, and I'm going to go to another screen. Hopefully, I can do this to show you those. Okay, so um, is Len here? Okay, maybe he's a bit late, but so I was starting with him. Um, and the next one I have is Kathy, which are these two. And let me make this bigger.
So you can
Um,
go to slideshow
okay,
and I
wait a
and
minute. Don't, don't, don't,
okay.
don't rush me. Let me see. Oh,
Go from current slide.
yeah, yeah. I didn't do that, but
You can scroll.
okay.
Okay, good
Good.
thing.
I hope I have this right. This is
Yes,
Kathy, right?
yeah, that's right.
Okay, great, great.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. This is not so easy to do. I realized that on my screen, the students take up the right-hand side. I don't know if you see that, but I see that.
No, I'm at the
Well,
top.
I see one, two, three, six of you on the right,
Yes,
about
we do.
about 2 inches wide on the right.
Right.
So I learned to move everything over to allow for me to see you. So in any case, that's neither here nor there. You should go, Kathy.
Okay. Good thing I proofread right before class. Okay. Um, okay. In Simon's painting, A Dream Play, we see a gathering of figures positioned closely, denoting intimate relationships. Though none of the figures seem to be directly interacting, they remain silent. The figures are placed against an ever-changing cityscape with fragmented images of Brooklyn, an empty street, a museum facade, a row of brownstones, even a bit of patterned wallpaper from a long ago apartment. In the distance, there appears a faint image of an elevated train dashing across the dreamscape. The color palette is a cool one with low chroma purples, cool blues, and rose tones. The figures, as the focal point, are delineated against the close values of the background. The figure of the artist, with his direct gaze, invites us into his dream. He is perhaps capturing the dream in his drawing, recording it, stopping time in an attempt to hold on to these elusive dream moments. In contrast, Edvard Munch in The Night Wanderer paints himself as the insomniac. Munch suffered from intense anxiety, with a racing mind fueling his anxiety. This sad, nightmarish figure enters the room from the left. He peers out at the viewer through tired, dark, sunken eyes. His slumped posture and downcast countenance add to the feeling of his despondency. His color palette is primarily one of yellows and blues. The blue, possibly Prussian blue, is repeated throughout the painting, though it's not a soft, restful blue, but rather a strong, jarring color. The frenetic brushstrokes add to the feeling of restlessness of the very tragic figure of Edvard Munch.
Hmm.
That's
Terrific, terrific. Um, Very well seen. Uh, this is very striking for me to see. I would never have thought of this, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah, I thought yours was, memories of family. It's peaceful. It's handled with,
Mm.
I mean, not just care, but there's a softness to this dream. And
Mhm.
his is very jarring. So I thought the contrast would be interesting.
No,
Mm.
it's a terrific choice, really. Um, okay, so the next one I have is Philippa, and so Philippa sent these two, and then she added the one, which is this one, which is the full painting of the previous one. So it's the one on the right. So the one on the right, the full image is this one. That's the full image. And so this is what she's going to be speaking about, these two. Philippa.
Thank you. Okay. I chose Leonora Carrington as my subject, an artist who I, for some unknown reason, really connected with. The painting to the left is titled Self-Portrait of the Dawn Horse. Oil on canvas, it measures 25.5 inches by 32 inches and was painted in 1937 while Leonora and Max Ernst were lovers and part of a surrealist group in Mexico City. European artists had fled there during the war. Max was older than Leonora, and there was a power imbalance in their relationship. He'd had several muses. As a man and instrumental in the Dadaist movement, he garnered more respect in the professional world. Ever the rebel and also a feminist, Leonora once said she didn't have time to be anybody's muse. She was too busy learning to be an artist. In this painting, she appears as strong, willful, and free spirit. Wild hair, androgynous attire, she looks anything but delicate. On the wall behind her hangs an oversized rocking horse. The symbol is tied to Dadaism and Ernst. Beside her is a female hyena. She is quoted as saying, "I am like a hyena. I have an insatiable curiosity." Behind the hyena is an indistinct, misty area that perhaps represents some sort of ghost from the past or shift in time. Leonora's work was always dreamlike, and she used a lot of symbolism, employing creatures of various shapes and forms, but often female. She identified with the white horse. It represented a spiritual identity and freedom tied to her Celtic roots, being part English and part Irish. We see the horse running free outside the window, also representing her need for freedom of expression and her rebelliousness. The second painting is The House Across the Street and was painted in 1945 and is tempera on wood. I was unable to find the size. In 1939, Leonora woke to find Max had been imprisoned by the French. She was beside herself. Her parents had her institutionalized, where she received shock treatment. She had spent her childhood in a Gothic mansion, so her imagination had always been fueled by mysterious interiors. She said once that since she was nobody, she could be anybody, or since she was nothing, she could be anything. We see here an interior that seems to be somewhere between a home and a multi-roomed cave. There are often multiple alcoves in her paintings, and there are people or creatures and mysterious activities in each one. To the upper left, there is what strikes me as an approximation of a holy couple. A figure dangles from the edge of the floor. It looks almost bird-like. Another figure with a head like a horse looks over towards the scene from the table. Below, there is a figure with branches instead of a head. There are birds under the table. They are caped, and they seem to be coming out of the floor. Next to the table, a chair with a slightly human form. perhaps because in the asylum, patients were sometimes as mute and inanimate as a piece of furniture after treatments. At the top and center, Leonora is waking to learn that Max has been taken prisoner. Below, the green world they shared before. Leonora, slumped over, distraught, a ghostly hand reaches up. Below, a young girl rushes out and looks up, holding an offering. Is it a heart? It is no good. She can't enter that scene. In the bottom right, three women surround what looks like a baptismal font. To the left of them, a tall woman dressed in blue seems to be praying to or for a faceless, veiled figure. In the room above, a figure is shrouded and lying outstretched. Is there a face at the window? A gauzy figure climbs the stairs and holds a long-stemmed object over the head of the bed. Is this Leonora's rebirth? She has suffered, but she has freed herself from the hold that Max had on her, and she is taking her power back.
That is absolutely terrific.
Wow.
That's really,
Thank you.
Beautiful.
you know what's so interesting about this, Philippa,
What is that?
is that you, the second one you've described with incredible eyesight all these different things, and your description is very matter of fact, very particular and specific. It's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll tell you all later. Yeah, about the dream I had. But I very much relate to Leonora Carrington.
But I just want to finish my thought is that
sorry.
in your description, you're describing naturalistically this,
Mhm.
and everything you're describing is pretty crazy. But your description
It
of it,
definitely is.
your description of it is quite matter of fact.
Oh, I see what you're saying there. Yeah. That's how I see things.
Well, I like that because I felt like I could easily come along. You're just describing what you're seeing without any judgment, or but beautifully seen.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um,
I was going to say, matter of fact is where the magic is oftentimes.
yes, yeah, well said, well said. And I didn't mean to do this, but now that I think of it, this part here, right, that little part there,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason or other, looks like part of the drawing I did called In Sleep, the farthest out into the distance, the things that are farthest out. This little part here. I saw this painting and the other one in this exhibit in Philadelphia, and she was really one of the stars of the exhibit. They had a lot more of her work on display than the other artists, and these are very
I would
striking.
love to see an exhibit, a whole exhibit of her work. And wasn't there one in New York? There's somewhere recently, and it had to do with her thoughts on death, which I really would have liked to have known more about.
I don't know, but there were, I think, 2 rooms devoted to her.
That would be an experience.
It was very good, very interesting. There's a catalog of that show, and I think it's pretty good. Okay, so the next one I see is Anna, and that's these two. Anna, you're here, right?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, you go.
I'll go. To sleep, perchance to dream, or perhaps perchance to rest, to recuperate from exhaustion, infirmity, and the many contagions all around, but best to sleep with a loved one watching over you. 2 paintings, each may be telling a similar story. La Berceuse, also known as the Lullaby or Marie Roussel, in Bed, was painted by Edward Villard in 1894. It is an encaustic oil painting, heavily layered, rich in texture and warm colors with no unnecessary markings. The surface of the painting is cardboard mounted on a cradled panel. The painting is 28 by 49 centimeters. Interior with two figures open window, also known as Confidence, was painted by Henri Matisse and completed in 1922. It is oil on canvas and measures approximately 55 by 47 centimeters. Voulard was a member of the Nabi group and often painted domestic scenes. Matisse was a Fauvist during the early 1900s, but this painting came later. It is part of a series painted in Nice, paintings that often showed a room with an open window. Voulard's scene is a prime example of the Nabi movement. It depicts his mother sitting beside his sister, who is apparently recuperating from an unsuccessful pregnancy. The composition is flattened with rich, decorative colors and an emphasis on the essential elements. Matisse also shows a woman who may be convalescing, in this case, his daughter Marguerite, who had health issues throughout her life and in 1920 underwent surgery to repair a scar on her neck. This painting was started a year later, so we can imagine that Marguerite still needs lots of rest, or maybe she is simply relaxing and enjoying a cool breeze on a summer day. The decorative quality is very much a part of both images, but while Voulard's painting is thickly painted with layers of color, Matisse's approach is much more airy and light. The flatness of the Nabi approach is gone, and instead we join Marguerite in appreciating the depths of the space, the presence of a friend, and the view out of the window. This vision of palm trees, sea, and sky invites a feeling of tranquility and peace. Fauvism lingers in Matisse's fluid brushstroke and the rapid movement of his painting style. This is quite a contrast to the stillness of the Voulard, which is so heavily painted that it is as if time is standing still. There is an intriguing use of light and dark in Voulard's choice of color, while Matisse delights us with a muted and calm palette that is periodically transformed by brilliant hues of orange, red, and turquoise. And yet lightness is very present, if only because of the prominent window. While Voulard's invalid is firmly ensconced in blankets, with only her scrubbed-out face appearing, Matisse's daughter lies in a loose-fitting and flowing gown, one that connotes leisure as opposed to loss. But her face, too, is featureless, as is the face of her friend who sits across from her. This is quite different from the firmly outlined profile of Voulard's mother. The book and the flowers on the table next to the friend help to further our sense of ease, which is felt in the Matisse creation. We sense the camaraderie of the two women and their comfort in confiding in each other. So different from the austerity of the Voulard image, in which the folded white pillows underneath the sister's head, as well as the decorative blanket atop her body, ensure our recognition of the sadness of the moment. And yet there is comfort for Marie in the presence of her mother. Herein lies the difference between these two pictures. One brings us into the bedroom of the sick patient and keeps us there, while the other invites us to move beyond the repose into the light sky and sea of southern France. We know not what is in the minds of our models. We sense the grief of Voulard's sister alongside the steady presence of her mother. We are stuck with the two of them in the bedroom, suffering the pain of loss. We know, too, that Matisse's daughter must also rest. But in this image, we can look towards the world beyond and dream of a future. Maybe Marguerite and her friend will soon don their swimsuits and enter the sea, frolic in the waves, feel the breeze and the sun, and simply enjoy the warmth of a lovely day. In this image, that might indeed be possible.
Hmm. Yeah, that's so well written, Anna. I don't know if you've written lots of other things before taking this class, but this is so beautiful to listen to. Really, really, really nice. Really well done.
I do
Yes,
like.
you are right, Anna.
Have you written before?
Yes, I do like to write. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you should keep it up. Like when you see exhibits and things, it helps you get your thoughts together.
Exactly. Yeah.
A very good choice of the two pairs together.
I
Um,
love this. I love this comparison and the similarities and the differences were really well seen and presented.
there is an exhibit on now, which sounds wonderful, in New York of Matisse, and it's at a gallery called Aquavella Gallery, and it's a very fancy two-floor gallery. And I think that the exhibit has to do with works of art that they sold or they exhibited um, in the life of their gallery. And these are like this is like a museum exhibit, but in a private gallery. It's on 79th Street between Fifth and Madison. And when I send the recording, the link to the recording, I'll send you information on where that exhibit is and a few others. But that exhibit seemed like a terrific show. Okay, so the next one that I have is Anne Marie. So that's this one.
No.
I think that's me,
Uh, who?
Wendy.
Wendy. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Wendy is the next one.
I got a little preview for when you flashed my paintings before, so I knew I was
No,
coming.
no. This is Wendy.
Okay. No. That's right. Okay. So on the left is Frederick Leighton's Flaming June from 1895, and it is 47 3/8 inches by 47 3/8 inches. It's a square. And the other painting is by, I had to look up how to pronounce this, Władysław Slavinsky, Sleeping Woman with a Cat, 1896, and it's 26 inches by 39.4 inches.
Is that the Russian artist Kandinsky?
No, Slavinsky, or Slavinsky. I think he's Polish.
Thank you.
Sure. Leighton's subject glows, her flushed cheeks suggesting passionate dreams. Her position looks both uncomfortable and impossible as the voluminous saffron-colored fabric flows over her limbs. We glimpse her body through the transparent fabric, and the composition is such that our eyes circle across thigh to knee to bare foot, over the arch of her shoulder and hair back down again. Until this assignment, I had never even noticed the sea behind her, as I was always caught up in the whirlpool of this red-haired woman. In Victorian flower language, the oleander in the upper right-hand corner might have suggested both seductive beauty and a warning about toxic danger. She looks vulnerable, but perhaps there is more to her than meets the eye. Slavinsky's redhead is much more modestly dressed in an opaque floor-length black dress and shoes, and yet the dress's juxtaposition with the intensity of her red hair and her vivid green bed are transfixing as well. One can almost feel the static electricity as a black cat rubs up against this woman's skirt, his outline dissolving into the black dress. The cat is clearly drawn to her and offers affectionate protection. Sleepers are always vulnerable, but this one has a friend keeping watch.
Very well done. Very well done. Very beautiful descriptions of adjectives, shapes, colors, textures, the whole thing. Where did you find the one on the right?
I Googled woman sleeping, I think, or I don't even, it was just something I found. It wasn't something I'd ever seen before. My grandfather had a thing for redheads, and one time was driving and saw a redhead and rear-ended the car in front of him, and my mother and her sister flew off slid off the back seat. And so there was something about these redheaded women that seemed very arresting to me as well.
So this is your grandfather who was from Brownsville?
No, that's on my other side. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No, my dad's from Brownsville.
I like what you said about the woman on the left. Can you just repeat that part?
The whole thing?
No, I think the last two sentences.
Oh, in Victorian flower language, the oleander in the upper right-hand corner might have suggested both seductive beauty and a warning about toxic danger. She looks vulnerable, but perhaps there is more to her than meets the eye.
Yeah, that last sentence is a zinger.
Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. So, Len, we're going to go back to you. We missed you at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah, so sorry.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you tell me the name of the artist on the right again?
Sure. It's Vladish. WLADIS and then the last name is SLEWINSKI.
Slewinski.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you, I'm curious, did you look up other work of his?
No, I haven't yet. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So this is Len's. So let's hear from him.
We have two works of oil on canvas. On the left is Frida Kahlo's The Dream or The Bed, 30 by 40 inches. On the right, Salvador Dali's Le Sommeil, or Sleep, 1937, 20 inches by 30 inches. Each of us has struggled to fall asleep. We lay awake, our thoughts buzzing with the residue of today or the anticipation of tomorrow. Only when the mind quiets and we relinquish control does sleep find ingress and the realm of dreams ascends. It is no surprise that artists plumb this realm for inspiration. To paint with imagination requires a similar surrender. And a painting is, after all, an image of reality, not reality itself. In The Dream, Frida Kahlo places her sleeping self in a liminal cloud space. The forms are not gentle. They teem with energy, swirling and converging, as if anticipating a storm. Kahlo rests beneath a golden blanket, her face at peace, vines caressing her body. But this calm veneer belies the skeletal presence above, its hollow gaze fixed outward, its body entwined with sticks of dynamite. Even in sleep, Kahlo cannot escape the physical suffering that overwhelmed her life. The dream does not release her from reality. It reveals it. As she herself said, I never painted dreams. I painted my own reality. Dali offers a different vision. He described sleep as a heavy monster held up by the crutches of reality. Le Sommeil is that monster. Set in a vast, ambiguous landscape, the sleeping form looms, imposing, yet fragile. A small blanket cloaks it, a faint echo of the dreamer. But what defines the image is not the figure, but the scaffolding that supports it. Crutches brace the head, chin, and torso. The tallest scaffold props up the sky, holding the dream in a precarious balance. The surrounding world feels unmoored, a lone figure receding into the distance, a dog, a drifting boat. Everything suggests instability. At any moment, the dream could collapse, and the dreamer would fall awake.
Mm.
For
Mm.
Kalo, the dream is a truth she cannot escape. For Dali, it is a fabrication that barely holds.
Mm.
Side by side, they ask a question. Is sleep where we face reality or where we escape it?
That's great,
Wow,
Len.
terrific. Really
That's
terrific.
excellent, Len. Very poetic.
Absolutely terrific.
Oh my God.
How, so Lynn, how long does it take you to write this?
Usually the first draft is like within 15 or 20 minutes, but it's the refining that takes time. Generally between the first draft and presentation, I will revisit it 7 or 8 times and just kind of prune and pick words.
So the first 15 or 20 minutes is like a flash.
Generally, I try to start and I push through to something the size of a draft. Yeah.
But no, but the first 15 or 20 minutes is like your immediacy, the immediacy of your response.
No, I mean, I wrestle with it. I wrestle with where I'm going. Generally, I think to myself that I have to get something down on paper and I have to start. Because if I don't start, time just extends, right? So my goal is always to just get some ideas, jot them down, and then sit and push and write and see what comes out.
So did you start with your very last sentence?
No,
No.
no, that came much later.
What did you start with?
I started with the first paragraphs, which I really meditated on the notion of falling asleep and the idea that sometimes when I can't fall asleep, I force myself to think of nothing, and it's only because my underlying philosophy is that sleep needs an opening. It needs a window. And I've always believed that with insomniacs or when I was younger and I had struggled to fall asleep, it's because there's too much going on in the brain. So you have to just empty it, even if it's for a moment, and then sleep can kind of come in. That was my departure point.
Could you read the first paragraph again?
Each of us has struggled to fall asleep. We lay awake, our thoughts buzzing with the residue of today or the anticipation of tomorrow. Only when the mind quiets and we relinquish control does sleep find ingress and the realm of dreams ascends.
Just great, terrific. This is wonderful. So
Incredible.
This is
Very nice.
This is a good theme for you. This theme.
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting. Also, I have a question for you. You asked the question of me last time, and this was an interesting question. It stayed with me. So I want to go back to this. Just take a second. Yeah. You asked a question about this drawing of mine, and you said, who is the man with his back to me? Okay. And then
Yeah, I think my exact question is why is one, not necessarily who, but why is one figure with their back turned?
and I answered it, that was my father.
Right.
Okay. So what made you think of that question?
Just that all of the other figures are facing us. So from a compositional standpoint, it struck me as a out of sorts or asynchronous or unusual for one figure to face.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
Yeah.
And I didn't think of the question implies an import, and it stayed with me. Let's go on to the next one, which is Anne Marie, which is this one here.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I chose these two works because they're about children and children's imaginations and is there a echo or something? No. I'm sorry. Okay, because they're about children and their imagination and perhaps their inner lives. So, but first, please indulge my tangential thinking for a moment. These pieces about children made me think of a 1973 Victor Erice film called The Spirit of the Beehive, where a young girl sees the 1931 Boris Karloff Frankenstein film in her small village in Spain. Her imagination is sparked by this, and his spirit haunts her inner life. Last week, Charles had mentioned that Simon's piece seemed reflective of Maurice Sendak's Where the Wild Things Are. And Simon confirmed that that was a source. The wild things show a rich imagination as well, and the power that children experience as they try to understand the world they live in. In the two pieces I have chosen, there seems to be a continuation of this interplay between a child's imagination, but also lurking fears and their power or lack of power that children perceive to have in the world. In Night, Simon used materials that children actually use as well to create their own works. Color pencils, wax crayons, crayon scratching, tempera. And here the children wear masks in order to capture the spirit of the character they were portraying, but they seem isolated from each other in their face bag coverings. Some are squirmy, others passive, another with the thumb in his mouth, perhaps looking for comfort. One boy looks out at us knowing we are watching. Then there are ghosts close by hovering above them, a witch, faceless people, an open mouth with hands directing a scream, bats flying. And in the background, a train that never sleeps, roaring past and disappearing to who knows where, only to come back again. In The Girl on a Red Carpet, 1912 Felice Casarati oil painting, we're looking down at a young girl awkwardly, who's leaning on a red pillow while stretched out on a red flower pattern rug. She is alone. There she is, surrounded by objects that she seems to be bored with, except for the small brown dog she is petting. Her body is awkward. She doesn't look comfortable. Her legs look to be too long for her body. Why is she alone in this empty space? What is she thinking? Is she pondering something that has nothing to do with where she is? It seems her mind has wandered to another place that we don't see. And what's important is that the place that we don't see is what has us thinking. Mm-hmm. These two paintings brought to my mind a Bob Dylan lyric in The Ballad of the Thin Man. Something is happening here and you don't know what it is. Do you, Mr. Jones? So I know something is happening here, but the mystery of childhood is hard to grasp because it's a world of its own. That's that.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful. Anne Marie, you're a teacher, right?
Yes, I taught 6-year-olds.
6-year-olds. So is your 6-year-old part of this world that you've experienced?
Yes. Can really relate to them, because I would observe children, 6-year-olds. I mean, they get such confusing messages from the adult world. Yet they have to accept it. They have to just accept it, but their internal world is somehow processing it in some way. As with, in your pictures with the young kids, you said when they took off they wanted to take off those masks because
Yeah, yeah.
kind
Um,
of
a,
thinking, yeah.
a few other questions for you. Have you written before this class about things that are connected with you? Like, do you keep a journal?
I have in the past, but not currently.
You write very well. You should stay with it.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really well. It's interesting to hear you after Len. If I could say this, and I don't mean to uh, make you self-conscious, when I hear Len, it, and of course, I don't know Len very well. I know him from this class, and I know you from this class and from some of your visits to me. Where there are events taking place. When I hear Len, it feels like he's a third person describing
Oh,
something.
uh-huh.
He's like above or to the side, describing what he's seeing. It 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 it's a wonderful point of view. In other words, it's like he's outside the scene, looking in. Outside the scene, looking in. When I listened to you, it felt like you were inside there, inside these two worlds. Not third party, but I am there. I am there.
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes sense. I don't even know if I'm right, actually. Len, what do you think? Does that make sense to you?
Certainly on my last essay,
Yeah,
that was my perspective. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's very interesting. Anne Marie, this is a very good choice, these two. And the picture that is on the right is up in my studio now.
Oh,
A reproduction of it is on the wall, perpendicular to me and perpendicular to the painting I'm working on.
oh,
And
It's inspiring you right now?
right now, and
Nice.
these objects that you see on the floor are the echo, or my objects in my painting are the echo of these objects.
Hmm.
wow.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You're saying that the Caserati is on you're looking at?
Not the original, but
Oh,
the reproduction.
oh
The
wow.
reproduction is on the wall to my left.
Oh, that's
It's on a part of the wall that's between two windows.
oh my.
Yeah, really, really, I swear, it's on the wall. It's on the wall, and I like that point of view, looking down at these objects. Okay,
Yeah.
and in the painting of my grandson, you're not only looking down, but all around him, left, right, top, bottom.
Oh,
I also wanted to comment on one other thing you said, which was that about the film Spirit of the Beehive. So that film is by a director named Victor Erice, Erice. So Victor Erice, in his whole career, did 4 or 5 films in total. And one of the films he did is a fantastic film on Antonio Lopez. So if you don't know that film, you should look it up. It's called The Quince Tree Sun.
tree. Yeah.
The Quince Tree Sun. It's very worth seeing, and I'm pretty sure you could find an English version of the film. This film is brilliant, called The Spirit of the Beehive, and it's exactly what Anne Marie describes. It's the way children can be influenced by things that adults say, and they seem normal to children, but they're not quite normal at all.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something, Anne Marie?
No, I just, yeah, that's exactly, yeah, that's what my experience with children as well.
Okay, so the next one that I have is this one,
I
which
just
is,
want to say, Anne Marie, that was really insightful, and I want to watch this again and listen to you.
Watch the film, watch the,
Oh no, we'll watch the film too. Yes,
okay,
yes.
so this is Alan's, and Alan, could you speak about this?
Sure. All right. So first of all, does everybody hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. On the left is a painting by George Tooker, called Sleeper One, and it was done in 1951, and it's egg tempera on panel, and the size of it is 18 inches by 30 inches. And of course, on the right is Simon's drawing in Sleep from 1983. And that was done with Conte crayon, color pencil, and pastel. And the size of that one, I have exact, since I have your book, Simon, 33.5 inches by 59 1/8 inch. In George Tooker's painting, we see three men in a surreal beachscape at dusk. We see tiers of level sand dunes that mimic the ocean waves at the top of the panel. The dunes swirl about the men in a S pattern, forming a platform where the men are lying, expressing a feeling of depth. Your eyes sweep along the curves from the upper right to the lower left, terminating with the man in the foreground. The few shells give you a sense of scale and complete the well-balanced composition. The man up front is awake, gazing into a sky that he sees, but we only imagine. His shirt is glued to his body, expressing his ribs underneath. He is lit by what may be moonlight or the setting sun. Could the three men be the same man? The scene is an ethereal dream. The beach is certainly a figure of the artist's imagination. It is unreal and reflects movement of the water and the sand and the static silence of the sleepers. Like some of Simon's horizontal figurative works, it layers from bottom to top and front to back. In this drawing, we see a sleeping woman who is dreaming, lying on a sofa on the front of the space. She has a beautifully sensuous, curvy form that is enhanced by the curved white creases of her gown. Above her, on the rear of the sofa and a little further back in the space, is a parade of interlocked sleeping visions of the same woman connected to each other, forming a chain from right to left. At the very top is the layer furthest back in space, floating above the others, where we are brought into the woman's dreamscape of her past. The horizontality of the body of the water at the top and the drawing and top of the drawing and the sofa's edge at the bottom reinforce the horizontality of the exquisite curved forms at the central area. They also extend the composition into imagining the space at both side edges of the space. As with Tooker's painting, there is also a feeling of movement and static silence. To sleep, conceivably, maybe, positively, or perchance to dream.
Very well done.
Very nice.
Very nice choice too, actually. I don't think I've ever seen the piece on the left. Where did you find this?
It actually was something I guess that was being sold. I think it was 2 years ago. And it was actually that. It was an auction.
I see.
But it really caught my eye. It was selling for something like $500,000.
His work is very expensive. His work is generally very expensive. He's a very interesting man. I got to meet him once or twice and visited him in Vermont. And the visit was very interesting. He didn't turn the lights on. and we came for like a late lunch, and he made soup. Oh, and the chairs were tree trunks. He sat in these tree trunks, and he was making soup, and then he served the soup, and he sat down, and everything was extremely quiet. And if we didn't say anything, he wasn't about to say anything. So it proceeded in that way. And then every now and then I would ask a question or say something. He would be very pleasant and he would respond. And it was really unusual.
That's fascinating, Simon, and so cool. I'm such a fan of George Tooker. That's very interesting.
Yeah, he was a very interesting man.
I bet so.
All of his paintings, except for one or two, are made up. In other words, they don't use models. There's one self-portrait, quite easily is him, maybe another one, but all the rest of them are inventions, and that's part of the surreal quality of his work. I want to just keep going.
If I can just make, Simon,
Yeah.
can I just make one comment that Tooker has another painting called The Red Carpet.
Yeah.
And in the painting The Red Carpet, it's a living room, red carpet, and then the same woman appears 3 times, smoking a cigarette in 3 different positions.
Yes.
So the parallel is very strong here. The red carpet.
He does that a lot, actually. Is the painting of the subway,
Yes.
where the man who's the protagonist in the painting appears like maybe 6 times in the painting. And there are people in booths like in a corporate setting, and they're all the same person. They're all the same person, on and on. I could speak a lot about him, but I want to hear what you have to say. So let's go on to the next one. I see is this one. Is Dean here? Dean?
Yes,
No?
I'm here.
Oh, you are. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Dean, you're in disguise now?
I'm in disguise. Yep, I have my disguise beard on.
Okay. Where's the other Dean? Where's the other one? Where's the other one?
He must be on the roof somewhere.
That's what I thought.
I'm at my
Okay,
mom's place here, so
okay,
also
okay.
in St. Paul.
I'm sorry to poke fun, but I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. You go.
All right. Um, the dream shapes of fearful and fearless love. William Blake's etching on the left and Marc Chagall's The Birthday to me illustrate the two extreme aspects of human dreams. Blake's etching draws on a Bible verse and the story of Job to illustrate the restless mind of man in mortal fear, that his actions while awake have brought him under control of the devil. The devil with dragon's head and scales sinewy behind, and legs ending in hooves for feet, and yet a godlike face shown to the sleeper directly above, and a weird lightning bolt wrapping around. The devil transforming himself, in this case, into an angel of light. The bearded sleeper, Job, lies on a bed with a mat rolled up for a pillow, and back behind is a double-arched stone, such as the Ten Commandments, which William Blake um, interpreted as Job holding too much to the letter of the law, as opposed to using his heart in his worship.
Hmm.
The consequences of being duped by Satan emerge from like childhood monsters from under the bed.
Hmm.
Human lizard hybrid arms reach up to grab the dreamer. Art as dream, as moral fear, self-frightening in an imagined world to save one in the real world.
Fantastic.
Marc Chagall's The Birthday from 1915 is a celebration of fearless love, painted immediately before he and his lover Bella Rosenfeld were to be married. It's a celebration of a humble, almost a studio apartment life with a small bed on the bottom right and accoutrements of simple craftsman-made blankets hung like artwork on the walls, and not unmatching but beautifully designed tableware and a coin purse and cup on the handmade red desk on the left. It's a pinwheel of colors reflected much like the bouquet in the left hand of Bella. And it's interesting how sinewy shapes similar to Blake's can have a totally different meaning in this context, with the impossibly U-turned head of the male lover swooping around to the surprise and delight of Bella. So here we have dream shapes of fearful and fearless love, opposite ends of the spectrum of the power of artwork to invade our own dreams.
Really fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I have a question for you.
Sure.
When I look at these two and I listen to you, where does that leave us?
I'd say both. You know, I've had dreams of frightening sort of moral, what do you say? Moral fear, you might say, of having done the wrong thing and fear of being judged in real life for it. And also, I think a real usefulness of dreams is the what if. Some crazy situation happens in a dream and you test out something in your dream that you maybe wouldn't try in real life. Maybe you wouldn't take the chance on a birthday to make a surprising move of a kiss to someone that wasn't expecting it. but in a dream you can, and
Mm.
choose to or choose not to in real life.
Um, your description of these two is so impacting because it's so extreme. You push the one on the left to an extreme, and you push the one on the right to an extreme, and in juxtaposition, you have like bookends, and I would not have thought of it like this, but you really went to town. It's terrific, really terrific.
Thanks. I just want to mention after, and maybe I can send it to you. I found a version of Blake's etching as a watercolor. So
Uh,
about 10 years before or after, he did as a part of a set um, of watercolors that his wife may have actually done the watercolor work on.
hmm, hmm,
She was an artist as well that helped him with a lot of his work. It's the same picture, but it's in a totally different working,
hmm,
much smoother, and it has pastel watercolor tones, blues for the sky, oranges for the flames,
hmm.
greens and blues mixed for the serpent that's winding around. Of course, the lightning bolt. And it's very interesting because it almost has the same effect as the Chagall as far as color-wise,
Huh, huh.
and with the fuzziness of the edges a little bit. So
You have very poetic responses to things, and I hope you keep that response to art and to life. I think it's
I
great.
agree. That
I
was
think it,
very poetic.
I think it's great. I think it's great, really. Um,
thank you.
so the next one I have is Rita, which is these two.
Yes.
Um,
So we'll start with Purple Haze. The known world, our megapolis, is below, the softly curving firmament above, and in between, her body left behind in one of those tiny twinkling houses, this surreal, untethered, naked soul floats free. She seems born full blown from the amniotic purple haze that bestows a patina of majesty upon all those storied cities, past and present. At one with the gentle, blurred universe, she expresses a mystical understanding and acceptance of it all. With a calm, hypnotizing stare, she invites us to share the magic. Come to dreamland with me, and I will be your spirit guide, she seems to say. She draws us to her eyes, the windows to her soul, wide open. Passage of the moon. In comparison, our exotic moon goddess is firmly rooted in her body. She is a classical beauty, as if carved from ancient marble, though filled with a kind of ecstatic, mindless abandon that leaps off the painted wood. The exquisitely detailed rumpled bedcloth, the arching back, the polished alabaster skin have a highly charged eroticism, intensified by the contrast with the serene, sunlit waters and delicate green hills beyond her. Her glow, her heat, set the entire gilded tableau ablaze. Yet she remains oblivious to all, lost in her sensual reverie, her eyes wide shut. One artist, Simon Dinnerstein, two very dreamy nudes, body and soul.
Oh, thank you so much, Rita, but spectacular piece of writing. Rita, I think you would find this interesting. On the one on the left, well, I don't know how much time to spend on this, but anyway, very short. I could say more, but just this one thing. When I finished this piece on the left, I had a visit from a friend of mine who was Russian, and he was looking at this picture, and he said to me that I should look into a Russian writer named Bulgakov or Bulgakov, Mikhail Bulgakov. And so I said, what kind of writing is it? Is it like Dostoevsky, let's say? I'm very familiar with Dostoevsky. And he said, oh, no, not like Dostoevsky, very modern, very modern. And you should look at it. So the very next day, Rene bought a book for me, the book that he talked about, which is called The Master and Margarita. Do you know this book?
No.
Okay, she bought this book for me, The Master and Margarita. And she said, this is what Eugene was talking about. Here's the book for you. It was an absolutely lovely thing to do. And I started to read the book. So the book is totally brilliant. And it is, Bulgakov started out to be a doctor. And then after he got all of his credentials, decided to be a writer and ended up in the theater in Russia. And this book was not published in his lifetime. Okay, not published. It was, I think, written, completed. The manuscript was completed in around 1940, and it was printed and published in 1967. So anyway, the book is quite brilliant, and about maybe a fifth of the way through or a quarter of the way through, a scene takes place in the book, which is exactly this scene.
Wow.
Exactly this scene, but it's not over New York City, it's over Moscow. And when I got to that scene and was reading it, I started to tingle all over. The hair on the back of my neck started to go crazy, and I could not believe it because I never heard of the writer. And then there was a period of time where I finished the book. The book is great. It's like Russian magic realism. And when I go and take a taxi somewhere, if the taxi driver was Russian, I would ask if they knew this book. And they all knew this book, all of them. And they would say, oh, great book, great. I recommend it. Take a look at it, Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Quite something. Okay, so the next one I see is Charles. Charles, are you still there?
Here, I'm here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Oh,
You,
I have
you've
to.
got a lot of
get my
you've got a
computer.
lot of explaining to do.
That's right.
Yes, yes. I was a bit of a rebellious student here and expanded on the theme.
You got it. You got
But
it.
I think the theme deserves expanding. And actually, my thoughts were very similar to what Len said earlier about, and I'll talk a little more about that in a minute. But this is an untitled watercolor from Ruth Aiko Ozawa's sketchbook. She's a Japanese American artist. 1926 was when she was born. She died in 2013. And so I'm just going to do a little ad lib preamble. So the reason I came to this drawing or painting, I guess the watercolor, is I was noticing that when we got to the sleep theme, suddenly a lot of the works were drawings, particularly Simon's works, but others as well, rather than paintings, whereas almost everything we looked at earlier was paintings. So I thought, oh, drawing. And then that immediately associated with Ruth Osawa's later drawings. She has a bunch of line drawings as well. And then I came upon this and I thought, oh, this is the painting I want to talk about. And I wanted to talk about Ruth Osawa because I find her to be a really inspiring figure. She was born on a farm in California, learned to draw from Disney animators who were interned at the same Japanese American internment camp in World War II, studied in Mexico, studied with Albers and others at the Black Mountain College of the Arts. And one of the things about her, aside from like her inspiring resilience and the way she always wanted to give back to the community, what is that she did so many kinds of art. So we talked about people like Scherfbeck and Casarati who progressed in, to look at their art in different ways. And I feel like through her life, from abstract sculptures that she did with wire mesh to sort of color experimentation that she did inspired by her work with Albers, to her line drawings of flowers and sculptures of desert plants, that she constantly reinvented what art could be. So anyway, here's what I wrote. It's fairly short. All art, like dreams, is an abstraction from reality. Even the most naturalistic or representational work cannot replicate the fullness of either the real world or the world imagined in a reverie, but can only evoke it. Turning more specifically to the theme at hand, the works we have studied evoke relationships of love, longing, or fear with spirits, demons, or other humans, living or dead. This watercolor, by Japanese American artist Ruth Aiko Osawa, evokes a spiritual relationship of love with all living things, with whom, not which, but with whom we share the world. The fruit is a gift from the persimmon tree, lovingly accepted. Rather than rendering spirits or ghosts as material, Osawa allows the materiality of her subject to gracefully dissolve into color and light. At upper right, we see the red-rimmed leaves and the pentagonal arrangement of dried sepals with linear clarity. As we move forward in the field of the painting, the fruit dissolves into an arrangement of shapes and contrasting juxtapositions of green, red, and gold. A mere sketch torn from Osawa's sketchbook, and at the same time, a masterpiece.
That's terrific. Really
Thank
terrific.
It's a beautiful painting.
Yeah, it is really terrific. She did these wire sculptures that she's very well known for.
Yeah, that's what she's mostly known for, is
That-
these
that was-
very geometric,
Right.
negatively and
Moment.
positively curved surfaces that she made using a basket making technique she learned in Mexico, actually.
There was just a major show of her work at MoMA, and it was of the wire works, and it was unbelievable. I mean, just fabulous shapes and beautiful.
And were some of these in this show? This one?
No,
No.
no, it was all wire sculptures. It was
Yeah.
all.
Could you read the first paragraph again?
Sure. But before I do that, I want to mention that there was a huge retrospective at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, and it was chronological from everything from her first work to the last thing she did, including works like this.
So you saw that?
Yes, I saw all the drawings and the wire sculptures and all of that.
PBS has also had a special on her.
So you traveled from Chicago to San Francisco?
Yeah, well, we have Barbara's daughter lives in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we went to visit, and I have a friend in the Bay Area also, and then we went to this show all together to see it.
So could you read that first
Yeah.
paragraph?
All art, like dreams, is an abstraction from reality. Even the most naturalistic or representational work cannot replicate the fullness of either the real world or the world imagined in a reverie, but can only evoke it.
Very interesting, very, very thought-provoking. So the last one I have is John's, which is this. John,
Yes, sir.
you go.
Thank you. Charles, I'm very happy you preceded me because I thought I was cheating with introducing photography here. But I'm a lot more comfortable with this, with my stretch here. This, I call this essay, the title is called Dream Sequence or Dream Sequences. And it's because a sequence of repeating images, I think, is key to understanding both these pieces, especially Simon's work. So this is a comparison between Edward Muybridge's Dancer and Simon Dinnerstein's In Sleep. Do you guys and girls know Edward Muybridge?
No.
Yep.
Yes.
He's working in the 1880s, and he developed a technique for stop motion photography. I think it was like a very brilliant strobe light, because the film back in those days was very weak, and it took a long time to expose, except with brilliant light. And he published a book on locomotion. It was horses running, dancers dancing, etc. And it was quite, scientific, but now, 140 years later, it seems very poetic. And my proposition here is dreamlike, like a little snippet of something remembered.
The spelling of his name, I believe, is M-U-Y, Bridge,
Yes,
Muybridge,
Muybridge.
M-U-Y-B-R-I-D-G-E.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fascinating life and backstory. But I'll jump into it here. Both Edward Muybridge, Muybridge's Dancer, and Simon Dinnerstein's In Sleep use sequential images as a catalyst to set two very different narratives in motion and also create evocative, dreamlike art. Muybridge employed stop-action photography to document a motion study that 140 years later appears like a dream fragment, linear narrative sequence of a tiny dancer plucked out of time. Dinnerstein's painting, however, disrupts any conventional understanding of time. Time is present, past, and future. The painting simultaneously unfolds in all directions, like a chrysanthemum in the round. The narrative sequence can be read from right to left, top to bottom, and back around again. His beautiful dreamer is by turns moving and still, restless and at ease, self-absorbed and self-effacing. There is a rich abundance here, made evident in part by soft, sensual brushwork, and complemented by a masterful balancing act, where every element is in place and simultaneously in motion. As a viewer, I am rendered wonderfully confounded. As Strindberg said, time and space do not exist. Characters are split, double, and multiply, but a single consciousness holds sway over them all, that of the dreamer. That's all she wrote.
Wow.
John, if I was to imagine a book of my work, with many authors, um, this reproduction and your prose is
How lovely.
would have to be in it. This is really striking. Really,
Give me a little mousy type credit, and I'm there.
well,
I'd be happy to do it for you.
It's my imaginary book, and you'll be part of my imaginary world. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You've really outdone yourself. You know, there's something that it made me think of something, but is not really relevant. But you have done work as with logos,
Yes.
symbols.
Yeah, I come from, well, my first love was the fine arts and, in fact, photography. I think I mentioned this in our first meeting. But then to make a buck, I had to transition into the commercial arts.
Because some logos, I mean, they're kind of commercial and all that, but some have a snap to them that you're forced to remember. This juxtaposition has a snap to it. And are you overlapping your logo world into my world? Are you?
Well, I could put it this way. I appreciate the visceral and the obvious. There's a rule in graphic design, and specifically applied to website design. And the rule is, don't make me think. Because if I gotta figure out what to click or what to push or what to buy, then you run the risk of losing me. So I felt it myself. There's a visceral thing going on with these two images that's on the screen, I mean, you said it. It's there. So I was happy when this came together, and this didn't come together until the 11th hour, because the sleep theme and some of the images that you gave me, it just nothing was clicking. And honestly, I woke up in the middle of the night, like early in the morning, and I sort of had it. I saw it in my mind's eye, and then it, I have to write it out.
Well, on your trip, which is in progress in Sicily,
yes,
I would suggest keeping a journal, visual and written, and try to duplicate some of this. Is absolutely stunning. I want to end this part with something I want to show you. So I'm going to go back to, I want to see if I can get to another screen. So just bear with me for a second.
Oh.
This isn't working out as well as I thought. Let me just take one more shot at this. No, I can't do this. I don't have to do this. Maybe someone could suggest what I should do, but this is what I want to do. You see this image here? I want to play that.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can't seem to be able to do it.
Mm.
Um,
Want to click on it just to see if something,
Yeah, just click on it.
well, that's just what I did. Click on it right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just disappears.
Is
No,
it,
it didn't. It's still here.
it might be a double click, which is complicated.
Okay, let me try one more time, but
Double click.
if not,
Or maybe refresh your
I have
screen.
Yeah. It's,
I have to open it again. See, it's right here.
yeah.
Okay.
How do you open this? Oh, maybe it's here.
I double click.
Yeah.
Double
but-
click where the arrow is. Double click.
Yep. Hit twice.
Yeah, somewhere on the image.
Just go.
It,
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me just describe this, and you can do this at home. So this image was sent to me by Mary, who couldn't come tonight. And this image is an image of Andrew Scott, amazing actor, reading Hamlet's soliloquy. To dream, perchance to sleep, perchance to dream. It is an amazing piece of theater. So all I can say is I thought I would end with this, but I can't do that. I don't know how to do this. It was on the screen and I was able to do it before, but I can't do it now. But I would recommend.
Well, it's a YouTube, so
It's on YouTube, yeah.
yeah.
So it's very easy to find. Look up Andrew Scott and then
Hamlet.
Hamlet or Andrew Scott, Hamlet, to sleep, perchance to dream. And it's absolutely mesmerizing. So let's then go back to this screen. Oh, maybe it'll work now.
give it a go. Oh.
No.
Can you scroll down? No, no scrolling.
When you see the hand, that means you can actually make it work. So
Yeah.
yeah, try that.
Yeah,
Good.
there's
Oh,
the
that,
hand.
that hand is a good sign.
So click on.
What
So
hand?
now click.
The little
The
make
pointer.
your mouse glow.
No, put the yeah.
Let's one of you say something. John, what should I do?
Well, earlier we saw you have a arrow cursor,
Here?
but when that turns into a hand like it is now, that means it's clickable.
This arrow?
Your
put it
cursor
back on
arrow.
the picture.
Should I click that?
No, go to the
No,
picture.
go
Go
back
to
to
the
the
image
picture.
of.
Up. Move it up.
Go into the his
Oh, okay.
image.
It should be clickable. It
Up.
looks like it's clickable. Go
Back
into the
into-
picture frame.
Move up.
into his picture.
Move up. Okay.
There,
Into the
somewhere in there,
picture.
anywhere in there.
Anywhere inside, right?
There.
Stop.
that's-
Stop.
No,
Stop.
it's saying too many things. John, what should I do?
Put your cursor on his nose.
Whose nose? Whose nose?
The actor there.
I don't see him on my screen.
Yeah, I think Simon.
Oh,
has
you
a-
don't?
No.
See, we see him.
Yeah, we see him.
You see him.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of this? Oh,
Anne, you better jump in here. You're techier than I am.
I'm not. So I don't know what you see, Simon, but what do you see? If you
I see images that go from the left to the right. They're AI companion, my notes, phone, whiteboard,
okay.
webinar.
Can you skip back to a frame before? If you can get back to your original YouTube photo. So I just clicked it and it showed up. Can I share my screen?
I don't know how you could do it. I don't know how you would do that.
Um, hmm.
If you stop sharing, she can share, very likely.
I'll do stop share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Can you do that?
So did you stop share? Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
oops, now it went away.
Yeah, it's not letting me share on this end.
I
so
know
likely you don't have
I
permission.
almost did it.
Dean, do you have an idea?
You'd have to give us permission on your end to
Yeah.
share.
How do
Yeah.
how do I do that?
It's not hard to do. At the bottom, do you see something that says participants? Or at the top, depending on what device you're using, somewhere.
Yes, I do. I do.
So click on that. And you'll
Okay.
see a list of all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And then go to where it says Ann Piper's name.
okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, and then what?
Okay, then there'll be 3 dots there
Yeah.
to the right, and click on that, or click on her name.
I
And one
clicked
of
on,
the options should be to make her the host.
okay, I did that.
Okay, then she should be able to do anything you could do.
Okay, great. And
Okay, so can you go back to what you were
But now you can
sharing?
share your screen, but you have to get it on your screen.
so Anne, why don't you just put that on your screen?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can't
so-
share Simon's screen, but you can share your screen.
All right, hold on.
You're the host now.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
what you want to do is look up YouTube Andrew Scott,
Okay, hold on.
Hamlet soliloquy.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Did you have a link here, or I'm just going to Google it.
Just Google it.
Okay.
It's only 3 minutes long. So if you take your time, it'll be more than 3 minutes.
All right, so tell me again, it's what, Scott? Scott?
Andrew Scott,
Andrew Scott.
Hamlet soliloquy, To Sleep to Dream.
Can you see what I'm doing?
No, I only see all of you, but this is worth it. So
All right. We're figuring it out. Yes, to sleep, perchance to dream. So AI comes up. Facebook comes up.
You
say YouTube.
Yeah, if you look for videos specifically.
Okay, videos.
it would be YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Or if to be or not to be.
That's right.
Okay, there we go. Full soliloquy.
Before termites move in, we move in. Early pest control. I love how much I can bundle and
Can I share this? Am I sharing it?
I love that you love how much you can bundle and say.
I love that you love
You have to go to share.
I love
Don't
that
you?
you-
Wait a minute. Don't confuse her.
be
Did you bring it up?
It's happening.
or not.
It's awesome. Can you see it?
We can't see it.
No.
Ah!
No.
That's the question.
Oh my God. How do I make you see it?
You have to
share.
click on the icon that's like a rectangle with an arrow in it
The
that says
slings and
share.
arrows of outrageous fortune.
There we go.
That's not it.
But something.
Take arms.
Something happened, but not that.
That's it.
There you
That's
go.
it.
There it
I see
is.
I
Are
see
you seeing it?
Can you make it? Can you make Ann? Can you make it full screen?
End them.
I can try.
And you can also back it up to the beginning if you want.
There it is.
All right. That's okay. So is it full screen for you?
Back it up to the beginning and make it full screen.
You
So I
did.
think it's full screen now.
Yeah. I have
Okay.
full screen.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oop. Why are we starting?
Seems very dark.
It's dark and it stopped.
Press the arrow.
Yeah, the arrow.
Oh, that's not good. Oh. All right. It was so close. We were so close.
If move your cursor down to the
This is
lower
it. This
left.
is it. This is it.
Can you see it?
Start at the beginning. Start at the beginning.
Okay, okay.
There you go.
To be.
All right. Can you see it? Yeah, to be.
Yes, yes, quiet.
Or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by asleep, to say, we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with the bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus, the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
Can you get back to the screen where all of us are on? Anne?
Not sure how, but what are you seeing at right now?
I see a bird.
I see a bird too. All right, let me do this.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I was just about to say, this is a group project. This
We're
is
all here in it.
here. What's the thing that Hillary Clinton said? The one most
Takes a village.
Takes a
It takes a village. We
Yeah.
all can do this.
Oh, okay. So I was just about to say, would you like to see this again? But I've already seen it 6 or 7 times. And so I recommend seeing it again. I really loved this class, especially the last 3 classes. And I'll get back in touch in August. I hope many of you will continue and have a great summer and keep in touch. And Andrew Scott is totally off the charts. That is some performance.
Yeah, thank you for introducing us to that, Simon.
Yes, absolutely.
That was excellent.
Incredible. So I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I have, and
absolutely.
It's been just a wonderful period of time. Thank you.
It's been wonderful
Thank
to
you,
meet everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Great
That's
reading.
really, really stunning. You saved me, Anne, and Charles.
I saved you.
Charles especially. Now I understand what that column is on the right.
It's kind of confusing. Well,
No,
you
it's
get used to
great,
things.
great, terrific.
A lot of wonderful writing.
Yeah,
I
wonderful.
agree.
Really
Everybody here
wonderful.
is very good at writing.
Wonderful
and-
insights.
I must be a great teacher of writing.
You are.
I must be so sharp at teaching writing.
I've enjoyed everybody's insights very much.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the classes I missed. I did miss all of you during those times. It's just been a little crazy this month.
That's okay. We look forward to whatever we can hear.
And John, I think that you should tune in every week from Sicily.
I agree.
I tried.
You're much smarter in Sicily than in Brooklyn.
More inspiration here. No, actually, I miss Brooklyn.
Good for you. You know that short story by Thomas Wolfe about Brooklyn?
Okay. I think I do.
Only the Dead Know Brooklyn?
Yes, that's the one. Only the Dead Know Brooklyn.
Okay, we need to look this up.
You need to look it up.
I do.
I love the way you all chipped in to figure out how to do this.
Yes.
And stupid me could actually do this. Charles compliments and compliments, and for a second I thought we were going to lose everything.
Nope, we got this.
Was it worth it? Yes.
Absolutely.
Worth it? Absolutely.
I've never seen that kind of vulnerability and emotion in that performance, which made it really, really special.
No.
I wonder what Andrew Scott would have thought of this. He is something else. Really
that was
something else.
amazing.
Really something else.
I'd love to see the whole piece, the whole production.
I assume it's available, but
I tried. I
he
couldn't
was
find it.
terrific.
Oh.
He was absolutely terrific. It didn't feel like acting. It felt like something else.
Beautiful.
Have a great summer, and
Thank you.
I really enjoyed this. And I love the way you saved the day. I was about to say, let's just call it a day. It was terrific.
Thank you, everybody. Hope
Thank
to see
you, everybody,
again.
so much. This was
And
wonderful.
save the day, Piper.
All right, we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Tina, I love your mom's woodwork.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, Len.
Bye.
Rita, what did you think of that soliloquy?
What did I think of it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very traditional when it comes to Hamlet's soliloquies. So it's a little uncomfortable for me, I have to say. It was a wonderful performance, and it was probably the most easy to decipher meaning of any of the actors I've ever seen or heard performing that soliloquy. But it was very modern.
Yeah, very.
It lost, I have to say, this is not a criticism, but it lost the poetry in the way he presented it. It wasn't singing the way, it wasn't soaring the way I demand that the soliloquies in Hamlet sound.
Yeah,
So,
but it was difficult. It was a difficult interpretation.
It
Yes.
felt extremely internal to me,
Yeah, yeah.
like he's thinking it out as he's
Yes,
saying it.
yes,
yes.
yes.
It's a very modern dilemma that Hamlet had, and this is a modern man presenting the
That's
modern dilemma.
very well said. Very well said.
I
Yeah.
really think you're right.
Hamlet was ahead of his time.
Yes, ahead and behind.
Yes.
Have a nice summer, okay?
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Bye, Dean.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Rita.
Enjoy.
Really miss hearing your readings today.
Yeah.
This
Thank you.
class.
See
Dean,
you
you-
all
That was great.
next semester.
Yeah,
Very
Dean,
good,
Dean,
very
you did so well with that piece.
Thank you. I
Stunning, absolutely stunning.
I'm I always get things half written, and so I'm half going by outline and
Well,
I-
it almost felt like the two characters in Schumann's piano.
Oh.
The two characters, Eusebius, and there's another one, and his music is a sort of bipolar.
in thematic material in one piece.
Yes, his work has a bipolar quality, and he had two characters that he kept on thinking about, and they represented these two poles,
Wow.
which could be the two poles that you are talking about.
Huh.
Um,
I'll have to look that up. I suppose Simona plays a lot of
yeah,
pieces that
well,
are in that.
that's how I actually know about
Huh.
those two characters. But I wrote something down about this.
Oh, I'm interested now.
Gonna go.
Okay, bye-bye, Rita.
I will talk to
Bye. I wrote something down about this. If give me a second, I think I could find it.
Oh, did you turn the recording off?
Fear